Testify podcast, Tim.
Thank you.
Yeah. Testify podcast is where we capture the stories of how Jesus has impacted the lives of people here on the Gold Coast.
Right.
So, Tim, good to have you here, mate.
Yeah, it's.
You've not done a podcast before.
I haven't. No.
Huh.
No. Yeah, first time.
It's not even weird having the microphone or the camera in your face, is it, at all?
Not at all. I just pretend it's not there.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
You do have a good face for TV,
Thanks.
Yeah.
for the screen.
It's not a radio face, is it?
Not like
Right.
mine.
Not like ours.
Yeah.
I was told years ago I had a good radio voice.
Oh, you've got a nice
Yeah.
voice too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of double, triple threat.
Yeah.
What do they call it?
The triple threat. Yeah, the Holy Ghost is the third.
So, Tim, where did it all begin for you?
Yeah, well, recapping from a few weeks ago, grew up in an amazing family.
Oh, cool.
Like, I hear of other people's testimonies and I do go, why God, why did you place me in such an amazing family?
Oh, wow.
Because mum and dad were just the most beautiful parents.
Cool.
Yeah, really super supportive, one of 6 kids. Yeah,
What number are you?
number 5, yeah. Yeah,
Wow,
so
and you felt supported and loved. That's a miracle
well,
on its own.
the beauty of it is mum was 38 when she had us, because I'm a twin, have a twin sister, and there was 4 older boys, and I think they desperately want a girl, and I don't really think that our pregnancy was planned, because back in those days, we're talking back in the 60s, women had their kids very young. Yeah, so, and God had other plans, and we were conceived, and mum actually was told by the doctors that she was only having 1 child.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because back then they didn't really have scans to verify. And she said, no. She said, definitely having twins, I've had 4 children. I've had 4 babies, I know. And the doctor said, no, you're not. And the midwife said to her, no, you're definitely having twins. And mum goes, yeah, I know. And didn't know the sex, male or female back then. So I was born number 5 son. And they probably went,
And then she's probably like,
yeah, another boy.
6
man.
boys coming
Dad's
out.
probably going, yeah. And then Diana, my sister, was born. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
So
wow.
what's the
5
age
minutes
gap
apart. 5
between
minutes.
between number 4 and number 5?
Yeah, and my next eldest brother is 6 years older.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 6
Bit of
and
a
then
gap.
10 and then 14 and then about 15 years.
Wow.
So it's quite strange because the first part of the family was almost like a separate family.
Yeah.
Because by the time my eldest brother, when we were born, he was already nearly out of home. So
Yeah, wow.
yeah. So it was like 2 separate families, but we're always very connected and close.
Were you born on the Goldie?
No, born in Sydney. Yeah,
Oh,
Northern
wow.
Beaches. Yeah, Manly Hospital down in Sydney. Yeah. And mum and dad lived in Sydney. 4th generation Australians, actually. So dad grew up, I think he was born in Balmain Hospital.
Tigers.
Yeah.
Tiger
And lived
Tick.
in the inner city suburbs. Mum grew up in Paddington. Actually, it was amazing what Greta was saying, David and Greta were saying recently about the eternity sign, because mum and dad used to tell me about that story, because they lived and worked in the city and they would read all these beautiful scripts of eternity written on the pavement, and they didn't know who that guy was. And many years later, they were so impressed by that I think that's one of the things that really was imprinted into their heart, because they actually got saved at a Billy Graham crusade.
Did they?
Really?
The one in Brisbane or Sydney?
Sydney, back when they were a young married couple.
Yeah, wow.
So
That
they've
would
had
have
a
been
real
in the
faith in
40s, I
God.
think.
Yeah, way back. Yeah, because mum and dad were born in the 20s.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
So
And so you were brought up in the faith?
Anglican church.
Okay, yeah.
So moved. Well, I've always grown up in Sydney, but they were very much a part of the local church there, and actually Dad helped build the church.
Oh, wow.
It still stands today, a beautiful sandstone structure, just a little A-frame type church. and they used to be very involved as young married couples living on Colorado Plateau. There was a lot of young families that used to, kind of the way church used to be, it was the backbone of society back then. So people would go to church, they would build lifelong friendships, their kids would grow up together, the kids would go to Sunday school, and it was just the way things were done back then. So we went to Sunday school, and my mum was a very handy seamstress, so she would make all of our clothes.
Wow.
No way, like everything.
Everything, man. I'll show you some photos, but
Yeah, actually, we can put them up. That's cool.
But my sister and I used to have matching outfits.
Oh, of course you do. Wow.
Being twins, and very, very cute, but Mum would dress us up like little dolls,
Wow.
and then send us off to Sunday school.
How cool. That's so cool.
Yeah, they always had a faith in God, always believed in God, but, like any sort of religious sort of upbringing, it becomes a bit disconnected. It's not about a relationship with God. It's more about just going to church.
Form and function.
It was just a formality, and then it's sort of spread out to Christmas and Easter and just special occasions. And
so when was your first for yourself, your belief, when you were actually God is real?
Well, really, my first encounter was when my older brother told us about Christ. He encountered God on a journey heading up north on a bicycle. As I had mentioned, for those who may not have known, my eldest brother was killed in a motorbike accident, and at the age of 19. So that had a profound effect on our whole family. Being such a close unit, to have someone there one day and then gone the next. People say, I don't know what's worse, to lose someone straight away or to watch them slowly die. Both are horrible, but to not be able to say goodbye to someone that you loved, who went out on a bike one day and never came home.
That's really tough.
I was only 6 at the time.
Oh, wow.
So
he
really
would have been like a hero for you.
Yeah. He was 6'4".
Wow.
Big, strong young man. Had his whole life ahead of him. Had a beautiful girlfriend. They were ready to get married. Just had all of his life in order. And
devastating.
And the enemy just comes to kill. And he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And and so that had a horrible effect.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he sort of led you to the Lord type thing?
Not him.
Oh, okay.
That's Anthony, but the next one down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, the next one up, Phil. He's too many brothers.
Oh, hang on. So the oldest one passed away, and then
I have Steve, my eldest brother. Then Anthony was the one who was killed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then Phil, he's the one who led us to Christ.
Oh, okay.
David, all good Christian names.
Yeah.
And then myself, and then Diana. So, it was Phil who really, I mean, we're all impacted so profoundly, probably us to a lesser degree. We're only young, and Mum and Dad kind of shielded us from the whole thing.
Did that, what did that do for your family's faith?
Well, for my
in the
dad,
Lord?
I mean, he was such a stoic man, and never had a sick day of health in his whole life. And I think he was in his 40s when that happened, and he instantly got sick the next day and suffered with chronic asthma and emphysema for the rest of his entire life. It's actually what he died of. So
trauma, I suppose.
Yeah, trauma. And they do say that it affects people in different parts of their body depending on what.
Oh, man.
So,
Like
mental depression for my other brothers, guilt, shame, anger. And, when it's not resolved, and death is something we don't talk about in the Western world, and we don't know how to deal with it. So a horrible thing like that comes along, and then you either talk openly about it or you don't talk about it.
Bottle it all up.
You bottle it up, and that's what happened.
Yeah, it was all bottled up.
It was. And Dad, as I said, was such a healthy man, built his own house, fought in the Second World War, put his age up to go to the war,
Put his age up.
Yeah, can you believe it? I mean, back then they were so patriotic.
Yeah.
He wanted to fight for his country, you know. His dad fought for his country. His grandfather fought for his country. So it was just one of those things that they did, but he wasn't a complainer. He was just get on and kind of do it kind of guy. But it really impacted him. But he never stopped believing that God would heal him, but he never got the victory. But he's in heaven now.
Yeah,
He got the final victory.
He did.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
did. He did. He held firm to his faith. Yeah.
So you said Phil was going for a ride.
Yeah.
And he encountered God.
Yeah.
What happened?
So, long story, but basically, he'd been searching for the truth, and he was actually 19 when he came to the dinner table. We were all sitting having dinner together, and he said, "I'm heading off. I'm leaving." And Mum and Dad said, "What do you mean?"
Sorry, this is after the
This is after probably about four years after Anthony had died.
Okay.
Yeah, so Phil had done an arts degree, fine arts degree.
Wow.
And he's very arty person. He's an artist today. He does a lot of caricatures and stuff. He's very artistic. He sees the world in a different kind of way. And so he's a pretty sensitive soul. So he just needed to get away and find out what life was about. He needed to unravel the chaos that had come our way.
Yeah.
And so, we were sitting at the dinner table. We used to all have dinner together, and he said, I'm heading off on a bicycle.
Like push bike.
A push bike.
Oh, wow.
And we lived in Sydney, and he had really never ridden a bicycle before. yeah, for real. And added to the fact that, Anthony had died on a bike, and Mum was so against us riding anything with two wheels. So it was a bit of a shock, and Dad said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "I'm buying a bicycle, and in 2 weeks I'm heading off around Australia." And he said, "Where?" He said, "I don't know where." He said, "I'm just heading north."
Wow.
So he did exactly that. He bought a 10-speed with the little thin racer wheels, not like a mountain bike or anything. And he had 2 packs on the back and a swag on his back.
See you later.
And he said, "See you later." And I remember as a little kid, we were probably about 10 at the time, and had a beautiful relationship with Phil. He used to take us everywhere, and my sister and we'd go camping in the bush, and
awesome.
he could play every kind of instrument. He's just a beautiful brother, like to grow up with as a brother. He was the man,
Wow.
And
So cool.
I told him the other day that he really did shape the person I am today because he led us to Christ. So he headed off
Before
on
he
this bicycle.
left?
No.
Oh, okay.
So he headed off on this journey north, and the Pacific Motorway wasn't what it is today. It was 1 lane up and 1 lane down. And it was a treacherous road for cars, but for bicycles it was just almost like suicide.
Wow.
Because the edge of the road was narrow, and he said semi-trailers would come past him, clapping at 100 kilometres an hour, and he'd almost be sucked under the truck. So there was no mobile phones back then. So we used to get letters periodically. We'd be praying that he would be safe, but really didn't know where he was at all.
Can we just you were brought up in the Anglican church, but you're saying later on your brother led you to Christ.
He did.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah. So we, as I said,
So God conscious,
yeah,
but not revealed.
we
in
had a
the sense of-
religious perception of
Yeah,
God,
okay.
but we didn't have a relationship with God, I guess is the way to say it.
So you
Yeah.
would you say you love God and all that back then? Like, or was
Yeah,
it-
I
it was
guess
just sort of a numb sort of.
I guess in my childlike kind of faith, I never not believed in God.
Okay. You just didn't follow him
Yeah,
with
correct.
your whole heart type thing.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
I just saw the beauty in nature. I saw the reflection of God's majesty in nature. I mean, I love gardens. I love working outside. I love nature. I love the wildlife. So for me, I never ever had a problem of believing there was a God.
So when you're praying, you're just for your brother who's on the bike.
Yeah.
You're literally just praying to God up there,
Correct. Yeah.
and
Yeah. As
there's
the
no.
belief.
It's not a.
Not a close connection.
Okay.
Yeah. So the perception that God was up there,
Yeah.
that the prayers were going out, that he would hear us.
Okay.
But and as I said, getting back to my dad, because he was such an amazing dad, I never ever thought that God in heaven wasn't amazing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just, because he was such a rewarder of, he was such an encourager. No matter what I wanted to do, he was there to support me.
Rochelle has the same dad.
Yeah, with Graham. I talk to Graham and he reminds me so much of my dad.
Yeah.
Just the spirit of the man.
wow.
I've told him that. I said, I love your spirit.
Yeah.
Like, I really miss my dad.
Yeah.
I miss my mum too, but there's something about a dad for a son. And, it gets me emotional because he just was a fine human being.
Wow.
Yeah, and he went through so much.
So Phil's on this push bike.
Phil's on the bike, on a pushy. And that in itself was amazing because people along the way he had never met would take him into their homes and care for him and look after him. And when he got sick, because we're talking like months.
Yeah, it's not a short ride.
I don't know what the kilometres is, but from Sydney to Bundaberg, it's a long way. I mean, it's an 8-hour drive from the Gold Coast to Sydney. So, yeah, it's thousands of kilometres.
And let alone back then when it wasn't what we had now.
Totally. And there was no time frame on it. For him, it was just, I'm leaving. And it was probably a form of escapism, I guess.
Is he doing jobs on the way? Like to get money or?
I think he was doing fruit picking, crop harvesting, stuff like that.
Okay.
So he ended up in Bundaberg sitting on the gutter having a rest, and 2 young girls came up to him and started telling him about Christ.
Wow.
We're part of a local church up there, and long story short, one of those girls he ended up marrying. Yeah.
Through
a relationship.
Take note. Take note.
It's the fruit picking.
Yeah, he was picking rocks up in Bundaberg, and we thought he meant rock melons, but he was actually picking rocks out of the field, because what happens is a tractor goes through and plows the ground after the crop, and all the rocks come up to the surface because it's very volcanic soil up there. So their job as backpackers and like people moving on their way was to pick rocks up. And they ranged in size from soccer balls up to like 2 feet in diameter.
Backbreakers.
Oh, horrible. And in the heat of summer of Bundaberg heat, I mean, it's horrendous. So anyway, he invited us up for the wedding. This is over probably 12, 18 months of their courtship. And we hadn't really met Michelle, so we wanted to get to know her. And so we were invited up there for the wedding. And the night before was Friday night. The wedding was Saturday, and they invited us to a church meeting. But in the interim, he'd been telling us, we're not saved. We need to get in the lifeboat. God's coming back. All of this jargon that we just didn't comprehend, because Mum and Dad said, well, we're saved, We go to church. We believe in God.
We pray.
Yeah, we pray. We're saved. But as we know, it's about having a relationship with Christ, that sets it apart, that makes it real, that stamps us. So he kept saying this to us, so we needed to know what was going on. So funnily enough, before that, though, my eldest brother said to Mum and Dad, look, I'm going to go up and check out what Phil's into.
Check this cult out, make sure he's all right.
He said, make sure he's not in a cult, So he ventured up there, and of course he ended up finding Christ as well, didn't he? So he came back just as zealous as Phil was. So
get in the lifeboat.
He was. So it was kind of it was a done deal, We were all going to get saved no matter what. So we actually bowed our knees Friday night and gave our hearts to Christ there and then.
The night before the wedding?
Yeah, so my sister, myself, my mum and my dad, and Phil's godmother, who came up to see part of the wedding as well. Wow. So it was an incredible experience. So at the time, I was about 11 then.
Okay.
Just ready to move into high school. So it was a fairly pivotal point, because we were ready to go into the Anglican church. They have a
confirmation.
Yeah, confirmation. Yeah, that's the word. I've forgotten what it was. Confirmed into the Anglican church. So, and I guess God knows, doesn't he? He knows our footpaths.
The
before we do.
Pentecostals robbed those confirmations.
Yeah, they did big time, and it was a Pentecostal church. Yeah. So tongue talking, full on water baptism, healings, testimonies, the whole deal. So it was a real culture shock to us.
Do you remember what the church was named?
Yeah, it's called the Revival Centre. Yeah,
oh wow!
Yeah, and they are still around today. And they do have some pretty wacky ideas, though. I won't go into it, but
good.
They do take scripture out of context. Yeah.
So you got a new fire in your belly?
Yeah, so it was weird because I was in primary school and was the most popular kid there. I was prefect at school.
Of course you was.
And
popular with the ladies too, I suppose. Such a cute little face.
No, there's only one.
There it
Jackie.
is. So went away, came back, had this turnaround, and at 11 you don't think that can happen, but I was just ready, and didn't want to do all the things that all my friends were doing. So we went into high school as a bit of a pariah, to be honest. High school was a horrible time for me because I didn't want to drink, I didn't want to do drugs, I didn't want to sleep around, I didn't go to parties. So I ended up hanging around all the nerdy outcast kids and bringing them to God because all the cool kids were just too cool for school, And
nothing's changed, eh?
And nothing has changed except social media has made another whole level of demand on top of that. But yeah, it was just a real scene, growing up on the northern beaches of Sydney. It was all about surfing, about smoking drugs, about getting high and just doing whatever you wanted when you wanted. So it was a real pushback. So it was an interesting time. And we were going to a church which was located in the western suburbs of Sydney, would you believe? Yeah, literally. Yeah, it was at a place called Guildford, which is deep in the western suburbs of Sydney. And to give you some perspective, the people on the northern beaches were called waxheads because they surfed.
Waxheads.
The people in the west were called Westies because they were like bogans, they wore flanos and the two would never meet, sort of thing. There was this cultural kind of fire. So for us to go out there, which was a Sunday afternoon, church started at 3:00 in the afternoon, the sleepiest time of the day. So we would drive for an hour and a half. It used to take us to get to church. We did it for well over 10 years.
Wow.
Because that's just what we wanted, that's just what we believed and wanted to do, Yeah. And
so all of you went?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So into a tin shed with wooden pews, stinking hot.
Can I ask, with your dad, because your dad went up on the Friday,
he did,
bowed the knee.
Yes.
Did he? Yeah. Did you notice a change in his dealing with the trauma and the hurt? Like, did you notice a difference there? You're pretty young, right?
Yeah. I guess he had a higher faith now, so. He never really talked about his war days. I kind of wish I'd asked more questions about that, but he never really wanted to talk about it. So he saw some pretty horrific things, I think. The Japanese were a very brutal force to be fighting against. He fought up in Borneo in New Guinea, and it was very, very mountainous terrain, wet rainforest sort of. Yeah, so you never knew where the enemy was. They used to jump out of trees and all sorts of things.
Wow.
He'd tell stories of never being able to take their boots off. So their feet would be wet. And
constantly.
Your foot, when you took your boot off, you could almost kick your toe off because it was wet and white.
Yeah, like being in a pool.
Because you just didn't know when you were ready to march again. So, so there was probably trauma from that. There definitely would have been trauma from that, but... trauma from the fact that losing a son, for sure. He had to go and identify Anthony at the morgue. What a horrific thing for a dad to have to do.
Yeah, so it didn't. I just think about today, like in our day and age, we have so much on option for like people to heal and recover from trauma, and stuff, and I'm just curious whether whether the change in sort of his, like you said, his higher faith, whether there was a noticeable difference there where he was able to let a bit go
Probably
to God,
more
or
peaceful, more at peace within himself. I think peace is underrated, but
so true.
when you have peace in God, it's the peace that passes all understanding. It's not what the world can give you, because they tried that in the world. They looked into transcendental meditation before we found Christ. We got heavily involved in that, in fact, and that was just taking us nowhere, because all of us had issues and we needed some kind of calming peace. But it's what's inside, it's what Christ deposits in you that is everlasting. So all of these other things are kind of like a bit of a dead-end road. There might be some truth in it, a bit of a half-truth, but it's deceptive because it doesn't take you down the right path. So you finished school. Yeah. You're walking with the Lord. There's a fire there. Yeah. Come on. Where did you come up to Queensland? When did that sort of all happen? So finished school at 17. Started my own business.
Straight away?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Gardening and garden maintenance, home maintenance on the northern beaches, Yeah, had a cracking little business. Was studying horticulture at the time down in Sydney at the Ryde School of Horticulture. Did a 3-year diploma course down there. So I always wanted to be self-employed.
That's cool.
So
it's very cool.
Bought my first car, which was a station wagon, loaded all my tools in the back.
What was it?
Toyota Crown.
Oh, a Toyota.
Yeah,
I was expecting a Ford.
I got a Ford later. I got an XF Falcon Ford, big wagon. Don't know how I did it actually, but I did. But I would have a business from Palm Beach right down to Narrabeen, and it was awesome. Yeah, working for the richies,
Yeah,
even more rich now in that area.
So 17, cracking your own business.
Yeah. So
were you surfing?
I didn't surf. I never got into surfing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, my older brothers did, but I don't know. I used to love swimming. I did a lot of kayaking, and because we lived near a big estuary lake.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd get up really early, right on dawn, and get up, and the water was like glass, and I'd just get out there.
That,
just pray to God, and just commune with nature, and it was beautiful. But so I finished that course, and then my parents were ready to retire, and I was still living at home. And they said, we're actually going to the Gold Coast. And it was 88. We'd come up here for Expo 88, Brisbane, which made a lot of people move north. That event.
So when the Gold Coast was a retirement village, eh?
It literally was, And we used to actually come up to the Gold Coast on school holidays every year. Yeah, Mum and Dad had one of those timeshare beach house things. Yeah. They got sucked into that. 2 weeks a year, which was at Coolangatta at the beach house right on the corner there. It was a great location. So every school holidays we would come up for 2 weeks, and invariably it would rain all the time. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, back then when the weather was the way it was, before they cloud seeded, it used to rain a lot.
That's right. It did used to rain in summer.
Yeah, every summer. It'd be a hot day. It'd brew up in the afternoon, and then it'd just teem down. So we moved. So they announced. So when we were up here on one holiday, they went looking for a house, and they found a beautiful property out in Tallabudra Valley. And Mum was such an avid gardener, 3.5 acres right on the creek.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, beautiful old Queenslander style home.
Nice.
It's quintessential Queensland. Beautiful palms, full of flowering bougainvilleas, hibiscus. It was just heaven on earth. And her favourite place was Hawaii, so it kind of reminded her of that. The place was called Willow Park.
Oh wow!
And so they bought it on the
holiday.
On the holiday before they'd even sold in Sydney.
They would have bought it for $27,000.
Yeah, I think they paid 300 and something thousand for it.
That's a little bit off.
It was back in 89. So went back, it was just before Christmas, and they put their house on the market, took it to auction and sold it. And we moved up at the start of 90. Yeah, moved up here, and then I...
So you just thought, I'll see your clients, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I kind of did. So I had a few close friends, but nothing was really holding me in Sydney.
You're like, I'm off to Hedges. I've got a new client list waiting for me, Hedges Avenue.
Yeah, little did I know. But so I just thought, well, I'm qualified now, and I can do what I can do up there. There's heaps of work, and then eventually our whole family moved up. My brother moved up from Sydney.
Oh, awesome.
My other older brother moved up, and so it was a sort of a transition for all of us to start a new life. Yeah, and it was a good move.
So what, did you lock into a church straight away when you came up here?
Yeah, well, we went to the Revival Centre, which was literally down the road from. They have a church out in Tallabudra Valley, but they weren't overly welcoming. So it was a rather negative experience. So
that wasn't where Phil and Michelle were, or it was?
No,
they were in fellowshipping in Bundaberg.
Bundaberg, that's right.
But they all have sort of separate churches, but all affiliated under one banner.
And they were unfriendly.
Yeah, there was a lot of friction and fraction within the church. It was legalism, really. Yeah, and when there's legalism, there's no liberty. Yeah. There's no grace. There's not a lot of faith. They operated in fear rather than out of faith. So, so we left that place and ended up down in the Tweed at Kira.
Lakeside.
Yeah, at Lakeside. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, and that was just amazing.
Awesome.
Once again, God led us there because the head pastors of that church actually had come out of the Revival Centre.
Right.
So they were really able to help us and walk us through our journey and really deprogram our thinking because we had a lot of false teaching in there, things that you just took for granted and believed because what the oversight had said. But when you started to delve into the scripture, it was not what God wanted. Oh, wow. And our faith walk just went like this. Yeah.
So when did you meet Jackie?
Yeah, that's what's going to ask.
1990. So
pretty much after
very
you moved?
Very soon after, yeah. And strangely enough, she was in the UK at the time. She's Irish. She was born in Belfast, and she was travelling around Europe and moved to the Gold Coast the same time I moved to the Gold Coast, and she came to church, and we were just a part of the youth
Lakeside.
group there. Yeah, Lakeside. Yep. And so I was actually going out with someone else at the time, but
hit the road.
And then it was an amazing youth group. There was probably about 30 or 40 of us, and we used to just do everything together. We're such a tight knit group, and we just became friends, and and then it developed into a romantic situation. And 33 years later, best thing that's ever happened to me outside of God.
So good.
So
she's an amazing
So
woman.
you were married in when, 91?
92.
92.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
How old were you?
I was only 24. Never ever thought that I would be married that young.
How good is that though? 24, cracking your own business.
Yeah.
Married to a beautiful wife.
Yeah, bought our first house 6 months after being married. Wow. We always didn't want to rent. We just thought that was dead money. So that's an amazing testimony. We went looking for a house out in Tallabudra Valley.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. We were walking down James Street in Burleigh.
Hand in hand.
Yeah.
Looking at the sun.
We'd rented. The birds were twerping. The bluebirds.
And the Lord said, "This is my son."
And so we were really keen to get into the market. And so we saw this house in the window. It was actually a mortgagee repossession.
Oh.
Sadly, unfortunately, it was a divorce situation. And it was a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house on a cut block on 1.5 acres out in Tallabudra Valley, in Monday Drive. And it was about 180,000.
What?
Yeah, and we only had like 120,000. So, first home buyers, there was no schemes back then. You just, what you saved up, you put in, and then, but fortunately Jackie was working in the bank with Suncorp Bank.
Oh, of course
she was a personal banking officer.
Got a backhanded.
Yeah. And somehow we had an extra $50,000.
She makes me look good. And so we just said to the agent, we'd like to have a look at this house. And she said, sure, let's go. So we went out and she said, look, as agents do, they're desperate. They need to sell, what they shouldn't say, but what she did say. And we said, we've only got 120,000. She said, oh, we'll just put the offer in. So I went to my mum and dad, and they kindly lent me some money. So we put an offer in of $130,000, and they accepted it.
So you didn't even have a mortgage?
Happy days. Well, no, we had to still borrow money to have a mortgage. We had a very small deposit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're 130.
I think we had about 20,000 deposit.
Oh, cool. I was going to say you had 100,000
I
saved back in you.
I wish.
Landscaping.
I'm leaving.
I think horticulture's a different sort of.
Well,
A lot of cash.
God has blessed me in that business, let me tell you.
Good.
Yeah.
So that's still cracking. That was still cracking on.
Yeah. I periodically have worked for people over the years, but primarily been self-employed. But
how good.
So that was an amazing experience because we had our first child there, and it was also a blank landscape. So I actually beautifully landscaped that place, and we were given so many plants because being in the church. I was song leading at the time down there.
Song leader?
Yeah, and worship leading and really involved in the church. So everybody just kind of loved us. So they just loved on us. And every time there'd be a plant come up, they go, oh, I've got a plant in my garden. Do you want to come and dig it out? Yeah, I'll be round. So our whole garden was developed from pretty much orphans.
Why'd you sell it?
It got to a point where it just got too much to look after, to be honest. And the boys were at an age where they were starting to do sport.
Oh, yeah.
And we were just travelling a lot back and forth. And we were living in Tallabudgera, travelling down to Kirra, which is not too far, but we were going to church 3 times a day on a Sunday. I'd be at church at 6 o'clock in the morning. It was full on. So anything there was to do, we would do. And it probably just got a bit too much. And because I was doing that as a job, it was just time for a change. So
of course.
We moved to Robina. Yeah, and we've lived there since 24 years in Robina. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
It's
it was a beautiful spot. I did love the area, Tallabudgera. It was so peaceful.
It is nice.
Lots of bird life, lots of wildlife. It was so quiet. And we moved to Robina. In the first 3 months, there was 3 car crashes outside our house, and I went, God, what have I done? And it was, a 1.5 acre block to a 750 square metre block, and I felt very enclosed, very contained. Yeah, I did. So I went about creating a lot of privacy, and
So you got into bonsai.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been doing that since I was about 14. Yeah.
What's your oldest plant?
Probably about 40 years. But I did collect one from the wild down in Sydney, a fig, a Port Jackson fig, and that was growing on a rock, in the crevice of a rock. And I used to go out hunting for bonsais with my backpack and my little tools. And I cut this off the rock. Yeah, it was sick. It was so good. And I've still got that today.
Hang on. So the bonsais, there's bonsais in the wild.
Yeah, well, that's really where it comes from, technically. I mean, if you look at rocky outcrops and areas where it's very harsh, you'll have these seedlings that'll drop in the most barren of all places, and they grow, but they don't grow to their full size. They're
restricted,
they're retained in their growth, and a lot of people harvest them and then turn them into actual big prize-winning bonsai. So, yeah, it's how the Japanese culture of bonsai began. China is older than Japan. So since about 14, an art teacher in high school, got me involved. She was right into it. Went to a few exhibits, and I just got hooked.
They are pretty cool.
They're fascinating.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
Yeah.
You have to look at your tweezers.
Yeah, you do.
Snip. Pruned it for the year.
Yeah. It's an exercise in patience.
Yeah. So what do you just quickly on that? What do you have to do to look after a bonsai?
Yeah, well, they're no different to any other plant. So they need all the same requirements of a plant, but all you're doing is containing it to the size of a small pot. So about every second or third year, you'll take it out and trim the roots and trim the top, and that actually contains it to that size. So you manipulate the size of the plant, but you choose certain species that are more appropriate for bonsaiing. So smaller leafed plants, like you wouldn't get a rubber tree, for example, which has huge leaves, and try and bonsai that, because it's just not going to work. So you'll pick smaller things like English box or maples or things like that kind of lend itself to that style of horticulture.
We'll put some photos up now.
Yeah.
Just here. Here. You just have to email them through. That's cool.
Shall do.
Well, has anyone ever done like a Australian gum or anything? Or no, that doesn't work.
Yeah, you can do natives. Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Beautiful big
I've done a
country.
few.
Yeah, like
It's sick. Once you get into it, it's really addictive, and you want to try every kind of plant. You want to try and bonsai every kind of plant.
what's your best bonsai?
Probably some of my buxus, so the English box. I'll send some photos through of those.
Yeah, nice.
Black pines are difficult. They're a little bit harder to grow. I've killed a lot of those. I've had a lot of failures.
Yeah.
It's sort of trial and error. But done some adult education courses for people and taught it as well. So it's just a real passion of mine. I just love it. Yeah.
Banquet season 2026. Jesus and bonsais.
I shouldn't have said that.
Nah, it's all good.
So you and Jackie, you've been married 33 years.
33 years, yeah.
You got two
boys. So Christopher's our eldest. He's 30 now.
Wow.
He's a firefighter.
Wow.
Absolutely loves his job.
Awesome.
God's blessed him in that career, and very, very hard to get into, but he just pursued it and
good on him.
And wanted to do it since he was a little kid, really. Just wants to help people.
Wow.
Sees some pretty horrific things.
No doubt.
Because they're first responders, so it's not just fires, it's car crashes and everything else in between.
Is that on the Gold Coast?
Yeah, on the Goldie, yeah. He, once again, God blessed him. If you're hearing this, Chris,
that's cool.
God has blessed you.
Yeah.
His mum and dad have prayed for you.
Wow.
But I know it's your hard efforts and endeavours as well, but he was actually posted to southern Brisbane. So when he first finished his recruitment, he was travelling sometimes 2 hours one way just to get to work. And they start at 7 in the morning. So he was leaving before 5 in the morning and working a 12-hour day and then having to drive home at the end of the day. So it was pretty punishing. So they do 2 day shifts and then 2 night shifts. So the night shifts start at 5 in the afternoon and go through till 7 the next morning.
Wow.
And, sometimes you get to sleep right through. Other times you'll have multiple bells. So he had the opportunity to do a swap with somebody from the Gold Coast who wanted to go to Brisbane.
Oh, wow.
And, happy days. He got in touch with the guy and ran it through HR and they accepted it. So, and his lead commander down here said, that never happens, mate. He said, you are the luckiest guy alive.
Of course.
Because people can wait 10 years in the fireys to get to the Gold Coast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it's a really sought-after area to be serving.
Of course it is,
Yeah, cruising along the beach in your fire truck while all the girls are waving to you.
I've seen them. I see where they get their coffees in the morning down the beach at Nobbies.
Yeah, you've probably seen Chris there at one point. So he's stationed at Helensvale at the moment. So occasionally he'll move around, but he's loving life. He absolutely loves his job.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and Michael helps me with work.
Yeah.
While he's studying at uni, he's studying to be a teacher, primary school teacher.
Oh man,
yeah. So he's just finished his second year. Yeah, awesome. I mean, he'll be able to get a job anywhere. Being a male, mate. There's so few males in the industry.
Yeah.
You'll go to a school of 140 staff and 130 of them will be female. Yeah, it's such a desperate need for men. For mentors and role models. So he does placement early next year, which is 3 weeks in a kindy.
That's cool.
Yeah, so we're just encouraging him to hang in there, stick with it.
Good.
To have a degree behind you, it does really mean a lot in today's world. Yeah, it shows that you can stick at something. Yeah, as I said to him, even if it's not what you want to do,
finish it.
Finish it.
Yeah.
You must be a proud dad.
I love my sons.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of them.
That's awesome.
I love them. They're the
So
best
good.
guys in the world.
Oh, you're a great dad too.
Yeah.
So,
I do love them.
what's one lesson you've learnt as a dad? What's one? Maybe someone who's listening, they think, "Oh man, you've had an amazing life."
Yeah.
What's one sort of lesson you could just put out there?
Sure.
Yeah,
Good. Oh.
That's really you've learnt, apart from God's important.
Yeah,
big note,
absolutely,
sort of-
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. What's one thing?
Look for your gifting in your children, and encourage that gift.
Huh.
And be encouraging, and don't be afraid to give them a hug, and tell them you love them. Because a lot of men have that bravado and they don't want to break down that. Maybe because their dads were like that, but be vulnerable with your kids and tell them every day that you love them.
Oh, that's awesome.
That you're proud of them, and don't let it go unsaid, because it means the world to a kid to have a dad that's proud of them and believes in them and loves them and is there for them, and not even just to be their friend, but just to know that they're there, that you're there for them,
Awesome.
regardless of what they might do, good or bad.
Yeah.
We're all broken in one way or another.
Yeah.
We all need God, and nobody's perfect, so we make mistakes.
Wow.
So I've always said to my boys, I don't care what it is you do or what you've done, always know you can come to mum and dad,
Oh, awesome.
because we'll always be in your corner,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, so letting your kids know that,
So important.
it's an anchor to their soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not God for them, but we're the next best thing,
Yeah.
because that's what God's put us here for. The family unit is God inspired. So, yeah. And that's
Oh.
what my dad did for me.
Yeah.
I remember some jobs that went so fatally wrong when I was young and so green. I would just take anything on. I was so hungry for work, I've become wise and more mature now. But back then I would just grab any kind of work that was available, even if I wasn't quite skilled to do the work. I just thought, I'm going to learn along the way.
Yeah.
And you'd come up against someone who was a real tyrant, who knew that you were green and took full advantage of you.
Dad.
Yeah. So
Well, you didn't have that.
yeah, Dad would
That's what I had.
Yeah. I got on the, I was living at home, and one particular job went horribly wrong, and my dad came and helped me fix it.
Wow.
I mean, he was working full time, but he came on the weekend and helped me fix it.
Oh.
That's cool.
Stuff like that.
That's cool.
He always turned up to all our sporting events. I mean, he was the managing director of 2 big paper companies, so he worked a lot. I never saw him much at all during the week, but he worked at Lidcombe,
Wow.
which was in the west of Sydney suburbs again. So he'd leave early in the morning, come home late at night. So yeah, he was just a good man.
Wow. Well, you're a good man. Tom. You're an awesome man.
Thanks, mate.
Beautiful soul, mate. Great
Thank
to
you.
have in our community.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
real standout, shining light. all that.
I love being at chapel.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's really grown my faith.
Oh, that's
yeah.
good.
It's and through your encouragement and Sam's encouragement, it's really caused me to step up.
Yeah.
Because I was probably in cruise mode for a while there. Yeah,
You're allowed to be for
resting
a while.
on resting on your laurels. Things of the past, things you've done in the past.
Yeah.
But you can't do that in God. We just got to push forward now.
Love it.
That's good. That's a good encouragement.
Yeah,
right there.
and these Sunday night meetings, it's where we need to be. It's locates what we have to pray for, how we have to pray. We have to pray for our nation,
We do.
And be a light to people. People are lost. Everywhere I go, God directs my footpaths to talk to people, and it's just about being real and just showing God's love.
That's awesome.
Not being judgmental, not telling them they're going to hell.
Yeah.
And I've worked for some of the most wealthy people on the coast. I've worked for billionaires.
Wow.
Yeah. And I've been able to talk into their lives. I mean, how cool is that?
That's
awesome.
I'm a meager, minor little gardener,
Yeah.
and yet I can
so
speak life into them, It's so cool. I love what I do.
That's awesome.
It's hard work, but I love what I do.
You can tell.
Yeah.
You love it.
it's a real passion. So
might get you over our new place. I've got to fix up the backyard. I don't own it, but I at least want to fix it so the kids have got somewhere to play.
Some grass.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for testifying.
Yeah, thanks, Marsh.
That's a great story. That's
It
a
is.
beautiful story.
Really beautiful, hey?
Yeah.
So
God's
good.
blessed you.
Yeah, I'm truly blessed. I really am.
It's good.
Yeah.
I pinch myself every day. Got an amazing marriage. You know, God's blessed me with things.
Awesome.
They're not. Then I don't have to have them, but God's given them to us. You know, and, we can share them with other people, and it's just good. It's just the way it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. So,
Thanks for your time.
all right.
That was
Awesome.
beautiful.
Thank you.